Well, got the weekend off, work on my car, trying to get it ready for the EFR turbo coming in the mail. Got the oil pan off, just laying down on the ground next to the transmission. Got the clutch and the flywheel off, so that's all here. There's the old clutch that was toast stage 2, competition stage 2 clutch. It's pushing real close to 250 horsepower, normally aspirated. Before this upgrade out of a stage 2 clutch from competition, it lasted less than a year. Didn't ever notice any slipping or anything, but took it off 6 months after I put it on and found that it was about half worn down when I mic'd it. So I figured I'd get another 6 months out of it. Got about 3, and it's now slipping really bad. So, or rather, it was when I parked it. See the oil pan baffle here. Not really anything much to look at there. Just the bottom of the motor. Basically, the oil pan still has to be modded. I've got a spare oil pan over here that I attempted to mod with a 1/2 inch in pipe thread. Let me climb over here. And so got some other stuff, spare transmission, got my spare motor. I'll show you that later. Anyway, some spare stuff. I ordered a 1/2 inch NPT tap and made a hole and threaded it in my spare oil pan here. Got the threads going in, and then went to put the adapter that I got from Full Race in, and the hole is way too big for the adapter. So I think I ordered the wrong one. I got to measure that and make sure I actually got what I wanted. Make sure that 1/2 inch MPT is actually the right one. I may have ordered the wrong thing. Anyway, I put it. I was doing it on here to practice, so I didn't screw up my actual oil pan that I need. Because this oil pan is pretty much toast at this point. I think I'm going to do another one down lower. I do believe this is a good height, so I'm going to stick with that when I actually go to put one on for real. But I'm just going to practice, put it in here, and see how the thing threads in, see what the complications are with that. I'd rather not mess up the only one that I've got. Alright, let's see. Let's get around here. My car is pretty much in shambles. There's my RSX. No motor. No subframe assembly. That's out in the driveway drying off. So it's pretty neat to get down here and look up inside and see how little stuff there really is up in there. See the garage door. Wheel well. The wheel well. And that exhaust is coming off. It's 2.5 inch ready cat back with a little test pipe. I have my other 3 inch exhaust custom already done. You can see the red fuel filter back there. That's an Aeromotive, I believe. And the 6A inline. There's a big loop of fuel line up there. And that was for my upgraded fuel kit I just finished doing. Got the wiring harness laying over here on the floor. Ordered my upgraded K-Pro, which I threw down here on the floor. Essentially, looks the same, no real difference. Only real difference is on the inside there. Take these screws out. Alright, do this one-handed. Alright, gotta set the phone down for a second. Alright, back to it. Gonna do this one-handed while I video. I'll probably edit this out later. Alright. And there we go. Alright, so inside we now have a, I guess this is a Generation 3 K-Pro. Shiny sticker, some sort of number. I'm guessing that's a serial number of some sort. It says Honda. Then over here we have the digital, which I can't get because it's out of focus, but that's your digital communications. They are in, out, and ground, so two-way digital communications, serial communications, TTL. I believe it's 3.3 volts. And over here we have 8 analog inputs and a common ground. Over here the red wires, looks like maybe the last two. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, it looks like the last two are grounds. Have to do a little research on that. Haven't really looked into it so much yet. But that's it. Bigger board, about 3 times faster, I understand. I just got this in the other day, and my motor and everything was already apart, so I haven't had a chance to plug it in, put 12 volts on it, and see how fast it uploads. But twice the onboard storage, I believe. Lots of good stuff. So, anyway, more car parts. That's about where I stand, I guess. Got my spare motor. That's going to be all built for turbocharging for boost. I'm going to put the one I have in now and get what I can out of it, and take my time with this guy. Got lots of stuff there. Head gasket, and front engine cover, head studs, head bolts, crank. Right here is crank. All the bolts in their bags and Honda parts and stuff. Junk, I don't know what that stuff is. Of course, the lower block over there, the upper block over here, pistons, rings, and some kind of gasket. Not sure what kind of paper gasket that is. Probably doesn't belong there. It might be for something else, actually. Well, anyway, I'll leave it here for now. Those are the original stock cams. I do have an extra set of those as well, because I've got Kelford cams I run, 179As, and the valve rocker assembly, upper and lower, and all the VTEC stuff. So lots of cool stuff there. If you've never seen that before, that's pretty badass stuff right there. Some old valve guides and spare parts. Anyway, you guys don't care about all that, so that's about what it takes if you think about putting a turbo in a car. Just keep in mind it's a lot more work than you may be anticipating. Go over here. Oh yeah, my new bike. Got that to get me around. That's a 2011 Ninja 1000. There's the subframe. Oh yeah, here's one that'll save you. When you take this out, pulling these ball joints, these things here, is part of the procedure in the book. I have cost myself about $1,000 pulling these out, because on the end of these things, where that cotter pin goes in, I'll show you the one on the other side, if I can get around there. They've cross-drilled, so not really having any luck getting good focus on that. There, you can kind of see it. Anyway, there's a cotter pin, which is this thing right here. This cotter pin goes through a hole in the bolt. So the bolt goes through here, and then the cotter pin goes through a hole in it, in between these splines of this nut, this castle nut. And what happens is, when you press them out, this thing down here where it's drilled is weak, and it mashes, and then you can't get the messes up the thread. You can't get the nut back on. Even using the right tool, it'll mash. And when you do that, they don't actually sell ball joints. Honda doesn't, Acura doesn't. You have to buy this whole assembly right here, which does not come with this bearing, and you have to reuse your hub, this thing, so you have to press that out, which means you got to get one of these, a press, and this is the $85 bearing, one which still has brand new grease in it, because I pressed it on and had to do it again because I had to replace my ball joints yet again, and that was all due to just taking them out. I took them out the right way with the right tool, and they got messed up both times. So I recommend instead take out these 2 bolts up here at the top. You will need an alignment, but you're going to need one anyway for taking this off. Do not ever take these off. Take these off. This is supposed to stay with the car, according to the book. Leave this on. Take this off. So take your brakes off. Take your wheel speed sensor off. You know, that's essentially all there really is. Brakes and wheel speed sensor, or ABS sensor, whatever you want to call it. And leave this on. You'll mess them up, and you'll have to buy this whole thing with this and a bearing, or you'll have to smack these out of there with a big hammer, do what I did and buy these racing ones, and from, I think, their Buddy Club, about the only ones I could find, because you can't find stock anywhere, even aftermarket. you only find these. I think they're all that's out there, and you'll have to press these back in. And even at that, pressing these back in is a pain in the butt. So both ways suck. Leave them in. Take these 2 bolts out. They come out nice and easy. Save yourself a lot of headache. All right, that's about it. I guess intercooler obviously over there. Everything else is in the back room. And that's it for now.